In the quiet town of Exeter, Rhode Island, a haunting legacy lingers, echoing the cries of forgotten souls. At the heart of this legacy is the Lad School, a place that hides a dark and chilling history within its aging walls. The school was originally founded with noble intentions as a sanctuary for those deemed feeble-minded, a broad term used in those times to describe a variety of disabilities. It was meant to be a safe haven, a place of education and care for individuals society often overlooked. But as the years rolled on, the reality of the Lad School became far removed from its original purpose. Overcrowded and underfunded, conditions within the school spiraled into a pit of neglect and abuse, a stark contrast to the caring environment it was intended to be. The echoes of these forgotten souls filled the halls, their suffering masked by the imposing structure of the institution. This unfortunate turn of events cast a dark, indelible shadow over the school's legacy, forever marking it as a place of sorrow and fear. Yet, within this harrowing history, there lies a more sinister undercurrent. Stories began to emerge of strange occurrences and eerie sightings, whispers of shadows moving without sources, cries echoing from empty rooms, and an inexplicable chill that seemed to permeate the very walls of the institution. The Lad School soon became a magnet for paranormal enthusiasts, drawn by the chilling tales and the promise of an encounter with the unknown. The echoes of its past seemed to resonate with an energy that defied explanation, adding a haunting layer to its already tragic history. Among the many tales associated with the Lad School, one stands out, casting a particularly chilling shadow over the institution's legacy. It's the story of a young boy named Jonathan, a resident of the school, whose fate remains one of its most enduring mysteries. One tale stands out amongst the rest, a chilling narrative of a boy named Jonathan. His story is a haunting reminder of the dark legacy of the Lad School, a legacy that continues to echo through the empty halls, whispering tales of forgotten souls. Jonathan was unlike the other residents of the Lad School, more aware, more sensitive to the harsh reality of his surroundings. His presence in this institution was not due to a severe intellectual disability, but rather a family overwhelmed by his mild learning difficulties and peculiarities. Jonathan was different, more perceptive, more attuned to the stark walls and the cold, indifferent touch of the institution. While the other residents slept, Jonathan would wander the dimly lit corridors, kept awake by the cries and moans that seeped through the poorly insulated walls. He would tell tales of shadows moving without sources, of whispered words with no mouth to form them. These chilling accounts were dismissed by the staff as the fantasies of an overactive imagination, or perhaps a desperate plea for attention. Then, on a frosty winter's night, Jonathan disappeared. Despite an extensive search of the institution, there was no trace of him. It wasn't until the thaw of spring that his fate was revealed. His lifeless body was discovered in a neglected corner of the grounds, what was once intended to be a garden for the residents. The scene suggested he had been trying to escape, running from something that terrified him beyond reason. In the years following the closure of the Lad School, explorers venturing into the abandoned buildings and grounds have reported eerie phenomena. Sounds of someone running, of desperate, panicked breaths seemingly coming from nowhere. Some claim to have seen the fleeting shadow of a young boy appearing around corners, reflected in broken window panes, always running, always looking back as if being pursued by an unseen terror. Jonathan's tale is a chilling reminder of the suffering experienced within the walls of the lad's school. His story, and those of countless others, speak of the fear and torment endured by those who lived there, often forgotten by society. Even in absence, Jonathan's presence is felt, his story echoing through the halls of the now silent institution, a haunting testament to a past that should never be forgotten, and a future that must strive for compassion and understanding. In the years following the school's closure, the echoes of Jonathan's fear seem to have lingered. The walls of the lad school, once filled with the sounds of life, now stand silent and hollow. Yet, those brave or curious enough to venture into this forgotten place report a different story. They speak of an eerie quiet that is often broken by the sound of phantom footsteps echoing through the abandoned halls. It's as if an invisible presence is forever running, the frantic pace of the steps, a chilling reminder of Jonathan's desperate flight on that fateful winter's night. The hushed whispers of the wind moving through the broken windows carry with them the sound of panicked breaths, drawn quickly and sharply as if in fear. These breaths seem to come from nowhere, yet they resonate throughout the empty corridors, a haunting symphony of fear and desperation. But it's not just the sounds that unsettle those who dare to explore this place. Sightings of a spectral figure, a fleeting shadow of a young boy, have been reported. It appears around corners or in the reflection of shattered glass, always running, always looking back, as if pursued by some unseen terror. This phantom figure, believed by many to be the restless spirit of Jonathan, seems locked in a perpetual state of flight. It's a chilling spectacle that reinforces the tragic tale of a life cut short, a symbol of the suffering and fear experienced by the forgotten souls who once resided in the lad school. These haunted echoes draw paranormal investigators and curious visitors, hoping to catch a glimpse of the shadows of the past. They are drawn to the stories of the lad school by the possibility of witnessing the remnants of a forgotten era, a dark chapter in history that continues to echo through the passage of time. Yet, the true horror of the lad school lies not in its haunted echoes, but in the chilling reality that such a place once existed, that individuals like Jonathan were subjected to such neglect and suffering. This is the true ghost of the lad school, the specter that should haunt us all. The truth of Jonathan's story, like many others from the lad school, may be lost to time. This chilling tale, and many others, are entwined within the crumbling walls of the lad school, embedded in its dark history. The school, initially a sanctuary for the feeble-minded, transformed into a house of horror due to neglect and underfunding. The forgotten souls who once inhabited this place were not treated with the compassion and understanding they deserved. Instead, they were subjected to conditions far from caring or educational. Jonathan's story, although heart-wrenching, sheds light on the harsh reality faced by the most vulnerable among us. It is a stark reminder of society's failure in providing a safe and nurturing environment for these individuals. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the paranormal, let's not forget the very real horrors that once took place within these walls. The echoes of its forgotten residents serve as a haunting reminder of a past that should never be repeated.